Breaking news tonight, Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested in a Manhattan hotel this evening after a grand jury indicted the music mogul.
Star Sean P. Diddy Combs is under arrest for a fight with a UCLA football coach. The actor, singer, and producer is accused of assault with a deadly weapon.
Sean Combs asks for bail again as the judge presiding over his case shuts down one of his requests to stop people in the case from.
Diddy has to be one of the biggest Hollywood gangsters of modern times, and the first thing people did was ignore it, mostly out of fear of attacking a powerful music executive. Allegedly masterminding the end of Tupac, reportedly punching Drake, and facing a string of recent lawsuits, Diddy has managed to create an alleged criminal empire, all while being a popular musician. For decades, he stayed on top through violence and fear. Join me today as we dive into the dark side of Sean Diddy Combs and explore why people were so afraid of him for so long.
You're going to hear about my party. They're going to be shutting them down. They're going to probably be arresting me, doing all types of crazy things just because we want to have a good time.
To understand Diddy, we need to go back to the very beginning. Even though the stories and allegations about what he's done are just now coming to light, many people in the industry have long warned others to stay away from him. Diddy was born and raised in Harlem. His mother was a model and teacher's assistant, while his father served in the U.S. Air Force. From an early age, Diddy was connected to one of America's most notorious gangsters, Frank Lucas. Diddy's dad and Frank Lucas were close associates, and as a result, Diddy's father was tragically shot when Diddy was only 2 years old. Growing up without his father, Diddy faced extreme challenges. His mother was left to raise him and his sister with very little support, and they struggled to get by. But Diddy was resilient. He had big dreams and worked hard to achieve them. He excelled in school, which opened the door for him to attend Howard University. However, Diddy wasn't one to back down from a challenge. From a young age, he developed a competitive spirit. As we all know, life doesn't always go your way, and when things didn't go as planned for Diddy, he would get angry and frustrated. This earned him his nickname, Puff.
I got my MTV out.
Savage! I'm a savage! Oh! I'm a savage! Whatever I want, I'm going to get! Whatever I want, I have to get!
Fast forward to 1990, and Diddy had already carved out a path for himself. He landed an internship at Uptown Records, where he worked as a talent director. During his time there, he played a key role in helping launch the careers of major artists like Mary J. Blige.
Go to see tonight, Mary J. Blige and Father MC. And all put together by first this man in the middle here, and then he's passed it on to, I guess, his son, Protege. Yes, Puffy. Yes, tell me a little bit about this man and why you like working with him.
Because, he's not intimidated by you, you know what I'm saying? He knows the importance of leaving a legacy behind. Because we need more adults out there that's going to teach the young, such as myself, and, basically leave a legacy behind, leave something behind.
This path came naturally to Diddy because, while in college, he earned a reputation for throwing huge parties that attracted thousands of people. Scouting and entertaining talent was something that came easily to him.
Your parties are the hottest ticket around.
They won't even give me a permit for the parties, man. They don't want me to throw the parties no more. But we ain't going to stop. We're going to keep on having fun, bringing people together from all walks of life.
At this point, it was clear that Diddy had his eyes set on becoming one of the biggest names in the entertainment industry. But little did anyone know the extreme lengths he was willing to go to achieve this goal. Ever since entering the business, Diddy had been surrounded by a cloud of scandal and allegations, but nothing ever stuck. He was just that good at covering his tracks. By 1995, Diddy was quickly becoming a big name in the industry. He made it a point to surround himself with people he could depend on. Back then, Diddy and Suge Knight were close friends until one night when Diddy and his crew from Bad Boy Records were out with Sugi's Death Row Records crew. They were celebrating musician Jermaine Dupri's birthday at the Platinum City Club when an argument broke out between Diddy's and Suge's people. The situation escalated to the point where the police had to escort Diddy and his crew out. Afterward, the police kept Suge's crew inside the club to avoid further disturbances. However, little did they know, Diddy and his crew had no intention of leaving. As Suge's people were getting into their limo, Diddy's crew circled back and, attacked them. In the chaos, One of Suga's friends, Jake Robel, was shot and passed away a week later from his injuries. When questioned by police, Diddy denied any involvement in the shooting, but Sug never believed him. This event marked the beginning of one of the biggest rap rivalries ever. Fast forward to 1998, and Diddy had developed a reputation as someone who wasn't happy when he didn't get his way. One example was his dissatisfaction with the production of Nas's Hate Me Now music video, in which Diddy appeared. In the video, Diddy was depicted as Jesus, wearing a crown of thorns and posing as if crucified on a cross. Initially, Diddy approved the final cut of the video, but he changed his mind before its release. He wanted the crucifixion scene deleted, but the studio had already spent over $144,000 on the video and wasn't willing to change it. Nas's manager sent a copy of the approved video to MTV, which still included the scene Diddy wanted removed. Furious, Diddy barged into Steve Stout's office, who was an executive at Nas's label, and attacked him with a champagne bottle. Diddy was charged with second-degree assault. When asked about the incident, Diddy admitted his actions were wrong and apologized to Stout, saying, "I basically went to his office, and what happened in his office I really can't speak about. But I can say this. The way I handled myself in his office was completely wrong, and I've since apologized to Steve about that, and I felt like I just disappointed myself." But this wasn't the last time Diddy would run into trouble with the law. In 1999, news broke that Jennifer Lopez and Diddy had been arrested while trying to escape from the police.
That Puff and Jennifer would at that club, because that was kind of like a very regular hip hop club. No A-list celebrities go there.
We had a bunch of ballers in there and a couple of them that were just being extremely antagonistic towards Puffy and his group of friends. From that point forward, alcohol kept flowing and tension kept building.
Puffy and Shine allegedly got into an argument with another partier shortly before 3 a.m. Someone tossed a wad of cash at Combs as a sign of disrespect. Suddenly,
as it turns out, Diddy allegedly made Jennifer Lopez carry an illegal weapon into a club in New York on the night they got arrested. According to reports, while in the club, Diddy got into an altercation and ended up using the weapon that he allegedly had Jenny carry for him. The incident led to 3 people being seriously injured. Lopez and Diddy then fled the scene, sparking a police chase through New York that ultimately ended in their arrest. Police later found a stolen weapon in their car. By this time, a run-in with the police was nothing new for Diddy, but it was uncharacteristic for Jennifer Lopez. When the press caught wind of the situation, they went into a frenzy, making headlines, and further fueling the public's fascination with Diddy's controversial lifestyle.
The reason Miss Lopez was dismissed is because if you or I went into a car and sat in the back seat and a gun was found in the front, our cases would be dismissed.
I want to say to you all face to face, I had nothing to do with a shooting that night in a nightclub, nor did Jennifer.
Still, the tabloids kicked into overdrive.
There were guns, there was a shooting, there was a car chase, and Jennifer Lopez was prominently part of this picture. She suddenly looked like a gangsta.
She wasn't in trouble for anything, but you couldn't get away from the media coverage of how she was involved in the situation.
The bad press KO'd a relationship already on the...
After the arrest, Jennifer Lopez was released within less than an hour, with all charges against her dropped. However, Diddy had much more to answer for. In addition to the charges he was already facing, prosecutors alleged that he tried to bribe his driver to take the fall for the weapon in exchange for $50,000. When the case went to trial, Diddy was acquitted of all charges. However, one of his associates who was with him that night ended up going to prison for 9 years. Natana Rubin, one of the people injured in the club incident, was particularly upset about Diddy's acquittal. She claimed that she saw Diddy pull out the weapon and use it on her face, but at the time, no one believed her. According to a recent lawsuit, Diddy allegedly bragged afterward, admitting that he did exactly what Natana had accused him of.
See that J-Lo broke up with P. Diddy, you would laugh at that. That's, in other words, it's very disrespectful.
It's very disrespectful.
Made him look bad?
Made him look like a bitch.
Right.
If he go around, he promoted her, he helped her, he took us to a certain level, he gave her that ghetto credibility, and he was like telling her, he believed in her, he told her she can do it. And from the rings, from the chains, and all those type of things, and
Natana further added that while they were in court, Jennifer Lopez lied about Diddy having the weapon. She claimed that Lopez denied knowing about the weapon, even though Natana alleged that Diddy had used it during the incident. This added to the controversy surrounding the case, with many questioning the truthfulness of the testimonies and the influence Diddy might have had over those involved.
I'd like to see the investigation involving you getting shot at that club be reopened?
Absolutely, absolutely. The irony is, there was a grand jury. We all had to go and speak at the grand jury. J-Lo testified at the grand jury, as did many other people. It needs to be reopened, because if that is in fact the case, she carried the gun in and she lied to the grand jury. It needs to be reopened.
Natanya Rubin went as far as to allege that Jennifer Lopez failed to mention that Diddy allegedly forced her to carry the weapon in the first place. Natanya admitted that she understood why Jenny might have done what she did to protect herself from Diddy. However, it seems Diddy never learned from this experience. In 2013, after the VMAs, Diddy got into a heated exchange with Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick had declared himself the king of New York on Big Sean's track Control, which didn't sit well with Diddy, who was reportedly very drunk at the time. Diddy allegedly tried to pour a drink on Kendrick to put him in his place, but J. Cole stepped in to intervene. A fight broke out between Diddy and J. Cole, but both men later denied it ever happened. However, J. Cole referenced the incident in his 2021 song Let Go My Hand, saying, "My last scrap was with Puff Daddy. Who would have thought it?" In 2014, Diddy was involved in another altercation, this time with Drake. The two reportedly disagreed over the ownership of the beats to Drake's song 0 to 100. The argument allegedly escalated outside Live nightclub during DJ Khaled's event for Art Basel weekend. Words were exchanged and the situation reportedly turned physical, with Diddy telling Drake, "You will not disrespect me." Then, in 2015, Diddy got into yet another fight, this time with UCLA assistant football coach Sal Alosi. Diddy was present at a practice when Alosi told Diddy's son Justin that he would not receive special treatment just because his father was there. After practice, Diddy and his son went to Alosi's office, where an argument ensued. Diddy allegedly grabbed the coach, leading to him being forcibly removed from the office. As he was being escorted out, Diddy reportedly swung a kettlebell at an intern. These are just a few of the many questionable incidents Diddy has been involved in over the years. And we haven't even touched on the rumored activities or the mountain of lawsuits he's currently facing. So, what do you think? Did the industry keep quiet about Diddy all these years, or were they just too afraid to expose him? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And don't go anywhere, because this Diddy story is about to take an even darker turn, and you won't want to miss it.